Hi! Yes, it's time. I finally came out of the closet. Okay, that doesn't sound right. Again, I've said this before, not that I have a problem with being gay, but, if I was, but I'm not. So basically, so to speak. So, as you all may know, I play the character known as the Black King on this channel. Yes, it's finally time so that you get to better know who I really am, instead of all this fake baloney. Um, And I'm going to say this. I reflect back on the many years I've actually done this. Now, I have thought about retiring because, well, due to the lack of equipment and, just not feeling it anymore after the whole losing equipment. So, yeah. But, all years going back, I had a great time. And all at the same time, even though I was thinking about retiring, at the same time, there's just one thing I really didn't want to do, and I mean not didn't. I wanted to do was go ahead and finish this one Let's Play, but I thought that in the meantime, I would go ahead and do what is known as, some other videos of gameplay. Well, I wound up doing some other videos, updates, and all that kind of stuff to kind of fill in this time slot to, in the meantime, while we're waiting to finish Final Fantasy VII. And yes, my name is Brian Burnett Johnson. So, while a lot of you on YouTube actually know me as the Black King, that's just a role-playing character that I play as I get into the mode to actually, voice these characters that I do, that I feel that I must, because I enjoy it that way. And, as you can tell, I've kind of evolved, sort of, over the years. There's a lot of things that have changed. Don't get me wrong, I'm still a lot of the same person, but there's a lot of things that have changed in a lot of different ways, but I'm still the same person. The only difference is, this is the real me. Now, yeah, I have changed again, like I said, in many different ways. I just haven't been the guy who said, yeah, well, I'm the real blah, blah, blah. It's just a persona. It's just a name I just came up with from my channel. And as a matter of fact, the original name was True Death King of Evil or whatever, as it is told by the link, or not the link, but the link address, which I cannot change for some odd reason. And as I look through all the videos of all the past, of course, we're not including the lists I played, or put together and made some weird stuff. Because, over the years, I've done some amazing things. Some things, okay, yeah, I'll watch, and I'll be like, yeah, here's a video that I can hardly hear myself because I'm cutting out or something. And most of the time, I've done a great job. And I feel that I don't remember half the crap I say in these videos. But if I had to do them again, I wouldn't. Basically because it's just too much time involved, and I wouldn't want to go back to the places that I've been to. Not because of nostalgia, because there's a lot of places I wouldn't mind going to, but I can't go there. But there's some places I would rather not go to. So, yeah, don't get me wrong, it was a fun ride, a fun journey, and I still continue to be the Black King as long as I am in the mood, and I just don't feel like recording tonight. This is something I've been meaning to do for a long, long time. I actually kind of started to do this as a kind of a reveal project about who I really am, but you can't see it right now, but I've got my hair cut. Some of you probably have seen if you look on Facebook. And, I used to have long hair, not as long as a lot of people, but I will say this. In all the years I've done this, I think I've done a good job. Sure, I've kind of evolved from a lot of different things because of certain circumstances. And, I still believe that I'm evil for the games. Yeah, okay. Yeah, when I play that role. But right now, I'm not playing that role. Right now, I'm just being real. I'm being real for a moment. And as you can see, I've actually created and deleted lists. I had lists this up here for quite a long time, for many years, since I've actually been onto this new channel. And reason being was because, well, mainly because they had a limit at the time. Yeah, they did, believe it or not. I mean, now you couldn't tell the difference now because, I mean, there's no limits now. You actually can put as many as you want to in a list, which is pretty freaking awesome in my personal opinion. Because it used to be you couldn't even do more than 200 videos in a list. As a matter of fact, the favorites list, or favorites, you couldn't even do more than, I think, what, a certain amount, and then that was it. Well, that's the reason why I created so many so many playlists. And, and I think back, I just been sitting there in my archives, and there's just too many of them. The ones I keep back are the ones I actually more care about. I have saved playlists that I haven't gone through, simply because some of them are just, guides, and some of them I will be reviewing and watching because it's something to watch. And while I intend to continue on doing this, it's about time I told you about some things. I'll tell you, all the videos I have ever done, I've never done on anything that's been hardly ever been mobile in my entire life. And this is just real. This is me on a real note. I am Brian Barnett Gonzi. It's time I finally revealed that. Come out of the woodworks is probably a better word. I don't know. But anyway, to tell you a little about me. See, when I grew up, which I don't really remember a lot of my childhood when I was as a kid, but I do remember when I was at the kid age. I'm still being a kid, of course. I played a lot of games when I was growing up. And I was never this character, the Black King. I never thought myself as the Black King or true just King of Evil. That came a little bit later on once I got more and more into internet-based stuff and whatever. And I was like, this is the thing I wanted to do. And it had nothing to do with YouTube at the time, because I didn't even know what YouTube was. And so, you see, back in the day, I was the guy that, if you'd have told me, I was going to be on YouTube, or they had YouTube, what the hell is that? I don't even know. I couldn't even have internet anyway. I couldn't even be on YouTube, let alone to even do it. I was never a shy person to be on a camera. If I was shy, I wouldn't be taking pictures. Of course, I really don't care to take pictures. That's nothing. But again, I'm not shy. So, as I've proven throughout these many years, and I played. Also, it's about time because, well, for one thing, there's this one channel that I've had for a long time now, and I didn't start up till after a few years after I started up this channel. And that channel being DaBLackKing's. Yes, that is one of my personas that actually play for video games when I actually have, when I put the name on there. And it's just a name. As I've explained this, I don't know how many times. But I don't think I've ever put this on video, and I don't remember I have. But, yes. And the reason it's so dark in here is because I don't want the light on. I have a headache. I've had to deal with major pain of teeth pain. So through the years, I never lied about that. I have teeth pain. Yes, it's true. While I still had teeth pain, I had more teeth. I was able to chew gum. I was just not able to do it very often. Now I can't chew gum, period. Because if I do, it just sets them right off. Even brushing them and all kinds of stuff just kind of sets them off. That's why I don't brush them. And when I talk about stuff, literally, there's a bunch of things I would like to say, and I just don't remember half the time, and I'll just put it up there. And now that I'm more into Facebook, a lot of times I will, every once in a while, try to do a video, at least a live stream, because I can't really, put more than if I record. Just that's why I live stream it. And it's not because I'm trying to be live, but because, well, I can only do so many minutes before it says, blah blah blah, which is freaking outrageous. But whatever. And so, yeah, in all these years, I've been, I've done a lot of things. And one of my funniest LPs, which, again, I've said this, I don't know how many times, hard to get people to get interested in me at all without me just casually mentioning it here and there. For one thing, because, I mean, anyway, the funniest Let's Play I've ever had, the highest hitting rating one is Final Fantasy IV. And the next one would be Parasite Eve, because of the funniness I personally thought was funny. And it was awesome. And it was the greatest thing to ever happen to me. Of course, I'm not going out of my way generally just to put myself out there and say, yeah, you need to really, like I'm more important than somebody else. I've never tried to do that in all my years on this channel ever. And I will still continue to believe in that, nonsense. Because, I mean, really, I'm not better than somebody else, and I don't try to be. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things I think I could do better on my own. But, I don't just, generally record a video and say, well, you know what, this is so much better than what this guy did, blah, 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 blah. No. I don't believe in that kind of crap. I don't believe in shaming people, as they call it these days. Well, shaming's always been a word, but they just turn it to something else. So, yeah, I mean, it's a thing. And as you've noticed, I've done some songs over the few years. Whenever the mood strikes me, I wind up singing. And there's times I'll just come up with a song and I just don't record it. I don't know why. In fact, I've had a lot of songs I've never actually recorded. I don't remember them. And I've been trying to, for years, remember what songs I had. And it's not even, it's not even something I'm trying to keep from being on here. It's just, regardless of what the rules say, even though it is my song and I created it myself, because even though, again, I'm not trying to be better than somebody, but at the same time, I did do that little thing, but it was because I just don't like the copyright thing. That's my way of slamming the copyright system. Because it's ridiculous. So, yeah. But, just to be fairly honest. And I'll tell you, I got a lot coming out. I've done a lot of my time. And I don't regret it. It's one of the greatest careers I've ever had. Well, I wouldn't say, a career. What am I talking about? I would have to be making money to call it a career. Just basically something like a hobby. And I don't mean just plainly recording a video like I am now, or when I just talk about what grinds my gears or something. Like when I actually do gameplay footage, which is obviously very hard, if you can tell, because of technology. And the reason why I've been able to do it here recently for the past, I don't know how many months, is because, well, I found some good, accurate, reliable devices and ways to actually record, which for a long time I didn't know any way, know how. I knew that there was a way. I just didn't bother for a while. So I had basically given up. I was like, okay, there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. Never revealed. I really, But now that it's more revealed, it's one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me. Honestly, between mobile and PC, I like both. But I prefer PC. Mainly because, well, for one thing, I can do better on PC for a lot of different reasons. But as far as mobile goes, don't get me wrong, it has its uses and advantages, whatever, And, I just got to watching a brand new series. I don't know if it's really brand new to, the whole wide world, but to me it is. It's called Enlight. I've never even seen it. And a lot of shows will copycat each other. Yeah, they will. I have actually yet to see a copycat, show that does, Bleach. But there have been quite a few out there. And one thing that drove me nuts was the word, and you're gonna, if you're a fan of Bleach, You're gonna go, oh no, but you will after this. Ichigo, female named Ichigo. Yeah, and she marries a guy. I mean, the Ichigo good guy that we know from Bleach. Because if I remember correctly, Darling in the Franxx was still kind of a brand new show, even in subs. And it was just kind of slowly coming out with dubs. So, yeah, because if you could tell, I prefer dubbed. But, I mean, again, it's all a matter of preference. And I'll tell you, I mean, they have their uses. I mean, there's some things, better left than subbed. I have to admit that. And when it first came out, I didn't even know anything about. I mean, in fact, what got me into it was English dubbed right on Toonami. That's how I was first introduced to it. So yeah, I mean, the Black King, as you may know, is a fantastic character. I don't regret ever creating him. As a matter of fact, I don't regret creating DBDK and Pete. However, I'm going to have to start him over all the way over. Yeah. And I'm going to have to take down the videos and upload them to another website because I can't seem to remember the email that went with that. So, yeah, because it's got a different email. See, if I could actually go log in through one email, that would probably be the best thing. But unfortunately, that's just not the way it works out. And you see, I've done intros. I mean, I haven't actually kept myself hidden or tried to dress up or anything. But I've evolved. I've changed. I just haven't changed of being who I want to be as far as a guy that wants to LP games. I'm not sure if I'll complete the series of Suikoden. Or, well, that wasn't my plan. But if I do, I do. And I'm not one to say, oh, well, I'll regret it, and it's not something I would not want to do, especially since I've already started it, to be frankly honest. But, I mean, I don't really want to finish it first before I do. But if I wind up finishing it before I finish off Final Fantasy VII, then so be it. Because, I mean, Suikoden's quite fun, I gotta admit. I mean, so is Final Fantasy VII. But, I mean, I've always struggled with that safe combination thing. And that's one of the things that's holding me back. And even though it's completely optional, but it's optional for anything in there, like the materia and getting Vincent Valentine. And that, to me, is more easier if I do it on PC, which is not going to be an easy subject because I don't know how to do it. There's supposed to be a way you can transfer it in between mobile and PC. I'm not really sure how that works. But basically, yeah, and this might be quite a long video, but yeah, I mean, I'm just relating to you on a real personal level because, this is who I am. This is what I wanted to be. I never really thought I would come to this point in my life where I'd actually be something where I actually work. Or have worked. I just, claimed that I worked. And now that I have, well, I can't say I really regret it, but at the same time, I'm not so sure. But that's not why I'm making this video. I'm making this video because, I look back and I've seen a bunch of my old videos. I mean, I haven't obviously gone through every last one of them, mind you. But yeah, I have reviewed them, and a lot of them, I mean, I'm more popular or more heavily into is, like, quite a few of them if I go back to, like, Final Fantasy IV. Right from the get-go, from the beginning of it, and then, because I like that series. I like it more than I do any other series. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, that's as far as playing back goes. I mean, that's because I played it more than I have, and Final Fantasy VII is not a bad series at all. This is not me saying, oh, well, it's just better than Final Fantasy VII in terms of playing the game. But me just watching it, I'm just like, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I have enjoyed every last video that I've ever made. But sometimes things do require improvements, and I do believe in that wholeheartedly. And there will be improvements. You might see shorter hair I don't know. You know, just for example. And you might see me just, you know, do things a little bit differently each time I do the Let's Play. As if I continue to do it differently. I don't intend to do that, but because it's just, I mean, it's easier one way or the other. But basically, all in the end, it'll be all the same, except there'll be minor different changes here and there. But all in the end, it'll be like the same kind of game or whatever. My first attempt at, I mean, I'm not going to speed run it. I'm not going to sit there and try to be like, oh, well, you should check it out, my Final Fantasy VII Let's Play. And it's a hell of a lot better than anybody else's. No. As a matter of fact, I will be bringing back quite a few of them, like, you know, Pokemon. I'm not really sure if I'm going to bring back or not, because of all the copyrights involved in it. If the copyrights have calmed down enough that I might bring it back. And then there's the whole, you know, Parasite Eve. I definitely want to bring that back, because as much as I enjoyed it, I really didn't quite enjoy that. I just didn't know much about it. Versus the very first time I actually played the game. That's not something I wanted to click on. I don't think I was intending to click on anything anyway, to be honest with you. Actually, I know I wasn't. But anyway, Parasite Eve, I mean, you know, I want to get back into that. One of the things I really didn't enjoy of all the things in the world was that fight I kept getting stuck on, which is with that alligator. And unfortunately, you know, I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to edit it out and, like, basically put cheat codes on it, or put cheat codes where I have unlimited ammo, because that sucker was hard. I mean, literally. And if I hadn't cheated, I would have never got past it. Of course, I got stuck anyway, even after that. I was like, oh, brother. And don't get me started on Parasite Eve 2. I got really stuck on that. I was like, what the hell am I supposed to do? I'm sitting here running from this guy, and eventually it gets me. I'm like, what the hell, man? So, basically, I've got a lot of things planned in the future, and, you know, this wasn't one of them I had planned on doing, but I thought about it especially because, well, I owe it, and, you know, and I feel that it's about time. And I tell you, on a personal level, Suikoden, I mean, has never been a bad game. I'm not really too much into 3, 4, or 5. But they were great games. Like I said in the description. When I finally, after all these years, edited that. Yeah, can you believe that? It took me that long. Because I really wasn't sure what to put in the description other than what I had there. So, you know, and I hadn't really finished the series or nothing. But I did play the game, and I beat it. As a matter of fact, I even beat it with all one hand, so I suggested, which is not the easiest thing in the world. Simply because of a few things in the game that make it difficult. And that's the way it's been for the entire Suikoden series to begin with. So, yeah. And I'm not looking forward to Suikoden 5. Now, I will, however, watch it and see what I'm doing wrong. If I have to, but I would, you know, otherwise, I mean, this has been a great run. I mean, like I said, I can't stress this enough. I mean, not like it's, you know, been a bad thing, because, I mean, I look back, you know, and all these other videos I've had in the past, a few guests here and there. I mean, you couldn't hardly hear him, like John. His name was John Fender. Nobody even, you know, hardly ever knew him, because he wasn't a guy that got on camera too often. He had his problems in life, too. He had just, like, or if you saw him stand, he was limping. I don't know if he did that in the years previously before that, but I believe he was supposed to be 60. Yeah, and he was in a wheelchair. He was a diabetic. I mean, I could tell you the history about him, because he told me. That's how I know. This man worked for Disney as a chef, as a chef. Yeah, nobody even knew what the hell that was. And as you can see, I've been trying to keep the Let's Play down. I didn't mean to keep it that short, but I got kind of stuck some in places somewhere, or the interruptions, as I put it. But I mean, but basically, when I was using a different recorder, that's about it. This is a different recorder. This one here is called Game Stream Recorder, and the other one was called something about YouTube Gaming Recorder or whatever. And for some reason or another, no matter what I did, it wouldn't let me record on my other device. So, so I wound up using this program, and it's not so bad, except for the fact of how much space I have to worry about now, which is fine. But, I mean, and that's just for, like, Sakota. And the reason it being is, it's on that device. I could easily just transfer it over here just to record it. And put it back on that device, because, I don't know. That's where but, I mean, again, it's been a great journey, and so far, none of it has been a mistake to me. Although I wish I could go back in time and kind of, in a sense, edit those and just like, kind of, if I can remember, just kind of put like, or something in there to tell you what the hell I'm actually saying. But other than that, I don't really want to go back in time, go there, and then just go tell myself, hey, you're not making any sense and the gum's not helping. Because after looking at it and viewing it years later, it's just, it just doesn't seem the same as it was then. But it's still a great time. And I played this new game called Eternium. It's a great game. But other than that, keep on trucking, guys. Your time will come if you're interested in doing, this kind of stuff. Don't do it for other people. If it happens to be the people involved, well, then so be it. But mainly do it for yourself, because you are what's important. If it doesn't matter to you, then don't bother doing it. That's my greatest advice I can ever tell you. Obviously you can dress up and be whoever you want to, voice it whoever you want to, do the show as you want to. Because, DaBLackKing is also a part of the show of when I, do the voices. Because that's who I am. It's not that, it's all real me. It's just the difference being is that DaBLackKing was a created persona that, like, exists but doesn't exist. But through me, because I do the voice. I feel it when I've got it, and I feel it, I'm up to it. I don't have teeth pain, or I haven't exhausted myself to the point that I'm just not gonna bother to record. Not record anything. So, because I'm having problems with my mouth as it is. So, yeah, I came out, I told you who I was, and I don't regret it. And this is not a final farewell or nothing like that video. This is just me being real with you. And I don't get a chance to do this very often, because not that I haven't ever actually been real with you. It's just I haven't been to the real that I've said it in my normal voice. Or that I said, yeah, this is Brian Gonzi. Well, on YouTube, I am DaBLackKing. Even though that this is who I'm recording it for right now. But basically, that is my life. I hope you all enjoyed this whatever you call it, realization, whatever you call it, revealing story, background story of DaBLackKing, of who he really is, Brian Barnett Gonzi. And if you didn't know, funny note, side note, Gotsy is yes dog backwards. Yeah, think about that one. Yep, it's one of my family little things. Alright, live long and prosper and all that. You know what to do. It would help the channel out if you subscribed, I guess, if you want to. But, nah, I don't care if you don't. Alright, later.